Yo, this is a replay between RayReign, a new player coming from StarCraft, where he's a Grandmaster, so really strong RTS player in general, and VDB. I coached RayReign for like 3 hours live coaching. I think it was like a week ago, and I showed him some stuff, and oh my god, maybe the strongest Tuchev player in the game. I don't know exactly, but I think he has like 20 hours, maybe? Somewhere between 10 and 20 hours. And as you can see, already 29 OS. My guess is he will be 40 OS very shortly, like maybe within a week or two, if he keeps playing somewhat a lot. So yeah, and here he's doing the opening that VDB showed him, that VDB got from X Factor, and this is a really strong opening. However, I taught RayReign to do an LLT here. So my opening is 2 mechs, 1 solar, 1 LLT here. And let me pause and show you. If you make an LLT here, you see this red line here. In the early game, usually the only thing that will show up here from the enemy is scouts. And scouts can't attack this, they will just die to the LLT. So what that leads to is that your early scouts can go straight across the map and try to find damage and get tempo lead and momentum, be annoying. You can tap solars maybe to shut them off. You can maybe snipe a constructor or 1 or 2 mexes. So me personally, I prefer opening with this LLT here, and as we will see shortly, because RayReign has now went from doing my build with LLT and then skipping the LLT. This leads to him being a bit cautious, a bit too cautious, I would argue, and defensive. So he puts like all his early rovers here. I would suggest that he just keeps 3 or 4 and goes across the map and tries to be aggressive with the rest. And also another defensive alternative is for him to, instead of putting all his rovers here early, as he's about to do, he will put like 1 here. Maybe I should draw the circle bigger actually, because the scout range is actually like this big. So you could put 5 early rovers like this. That way nothing can enter your base without you seeing it here while being zoomed out, or when you're zoomed in, you will see it here on the minimap. So instead of putting all your rovers here, you could try this and or be more aggressive. So let's see how it plays out. Also, by the way, this is a suggestion. You talked on your stream during this game that you found a lot of help from increasing the scroll zoom speed. Like you see here, I can zoom in fast and zoom out fast because I maxed out this setting, scroll zoom speed. But you can also edit this setting. I like it at 1000. If I put this at 1500, I can't zoom in as much. This is max zoom in now. And I would personally prefer to be a bit more zoomed in, so I can select 1 scout easier and micro a bit easier around a mechs like this. So let's do zoom again and limit camera zoom. Limit the max amount the camera can zoom in. So I like this at 1000, but find out any value that works for you. But if I zoom in max now, this is max. This is perfect for me. So max zoom out is here and max zoom in is here. This is perfect for me personally, to be able to select like 1 scout if I want to and be very precise with my micro. So that's a suggestion. Overall, very strong opening with 3 constructors, 15 rovers, 500 blitz, and the commander doing a little X Factor walk, as it's called, then going back to the lab. Really like this opening, or the one that I was talking about earlier with LLT here. Oops. Yeah, here. So yeah, now you already have 4 scouts as soon as this one is done. This is enough, I think. Keep this somewhere defensively, either here or in a line like this, like I talked about. And send the rest aggressively now after this constructor to try to find some damage.
Enemy
At least
units
you're sending
spotted.
this one, and you're about to
Units
see
under
that
attack.
he is his base is here. So at least you know where he is, and that is that he is vehicles. So at least you sent one, but now you're spazzing out with the zoom. Yeah, now you need to send some of these rovers across the map, I think. Also, another suggestion. This is good. 3 constructors, 15 rovers, 500 blitz, but then you might forget to add on more constructors later on. You won't this game. You will actually remember to add in constructors here and there, but a suggestion is to do, instead of the 500 blitz, you do like 30 blitz, 1 con, 30 blitz, 1 con, for however many times you want. Maybe like 31, 31, 31, yeah, until you have like 5 cons, and then do the 500 blitz. That way, if the game is very chaotic and you micro a lot and shit, you won't forget to manually add in cons because it's already automated. So that's something to try. I'm not saying the 30 blitz for every one con is perfect. You could do maybe even 15 blitz, one con, like X5, let's say. So 5 cons, and then do the 500 blitz. Or you could do 20 or 25 blitz, but something like that to automate macro in a sense. So in the mid game you will automatically get like 8 or 10 constructors without having to add them in manually. That's something to experiment with. Let's do like 3x, speed things up a bit. Good radar there in the crater. Next radar should be here. Yeah, perfect.
Units under attack.
Maybe a bit of overreaction sending like 500 rovers to a small threat, but you corrected it somewhat fast.
Battle pause.
I like what you're doing now with going along the sides of the map both times at once. Doing this will most usually make it so that you get a lot of damage on one side. As we noticed here, he didn't pay much attention, but here he found a lot of value. Always try to attack at 2 places at once, or even 3 places at once. Here we did a slight mistake. In mid-map there is a lot of LLTs, so when he just rallied across mid, he lost quite a bit of army without getting much value. And also here he forgets about this army. This army, top here on the minimap, could have done so much damage if he paid attention to it. So it's a bit tricky to know when to macro and look at your base and when to micro your army. Also, have a bit more when you try to go for the comp sniper. Because this could have lost you the game if you just lose a comp snipe attempt. That's a great way for your opponent to snowball and later on kill you, because if your army gets degunned it just disappears, obviously. That attack could have been a bit earlier, maybe if you didn't go for the too early comp snipe attempt. Those same blitzes could have perhaps gone through the left side and found a lot more value. You defend this very well, eventually. Need to add way more energy now. Try to watch watch this bar a lot, like every 10 seconds. You never want the yellow bar to be not yellow. You never want the yellow bar to be completely empty. Then you have to add solars. And good, a lot of con turrets, vehicle lab. I know you will add the second vehicle lab now, yeah? Very good. And the queue there you did, with 5 medium tanks and 1 Janus, is very good. bit more of a mid-game stronger competition rather than just doing the blitz. This side found a lot of damage again.
Base under attack.
Let me pause for a bit. Let's see here, how many constructors did you actually make this game? If I press Q while having one con selected, I can find 8. Good. They could have some longer queues. You could have already queued up like this, and like this guy could have had a longer queue. This guy is only queued to make one mix. This guy is only queued to make this beamer and that beamer. This guy, yeah. Try to make longer constructor queues. So like this guy could be queued up to take these two mixes, add an LLT, this mix, LLT here, and like then go out into the map and queue up a bunch of mixes. So try to make longer expansion queues so you can look away and do other stuff while the constructors do their thing by themselves. One really OP thing to do here, maybe you're planning to do it, but after you build this tower and maybe another one, since this constructor is so close to this 1000 metal, you can see 978 here. That's 1000 metal you can just eat with this constructor that will fuel your tank production here, because you're zeroed out on metal now. You're trying to spend 54 while having 51 per second. So this is the demand, 54, and this is the supply, 51. So same if you had a constructor here, like this dude. Maybe he can build some more towers and then go and eat this. 600 metal here. You could also add a bot lab and res it with rest bots or eat it with rest bots. But if you already have constructors somewhat close, eating this will put it in your bank so fast so you can spend it on tanks. So that's also a suggestion. Try to eat metal on the ground a bit faster with your constructors. I like that you're careful with the blitz here. You pulled them back, and yeah, now you get this comp snipe. Very, very well played, since this is a 45 OS opponent, and you only played for like 10 or 20 hours. So yeah, hope that helped. Well played, man.